Game 7. 2 words that bring a chill all over your body. It needs no introduction. Everyone knows the stakes. All bets are off. A full season dwindling down to 1 game. Win, and you live to fight another day. Will the lights shine brighter than ever?
Showtime from downtown Winnipeg.
You have 60 minutes to leave everything on the ice. Desperation in every play.
Stop by Hellebuck.
Putting your body on the line. No sacrifice is too big.
And Luke Shen dropped down and blocked that.
It doesn't matter how you feel. You push through for your brothers next to you. Whatever it takes. Shift after shift after shift.
Connor Hellebuck has been superb tonight.
You empty the tank and you don't look back.
Whip toward the netting.
A duel to stay alive. Tonight, the 7th game.
You think? Yeah.
That's so good.
Are you ready to go now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to Game 7 Sunday. Oh, we're looking forward to this one here tonight. It should be absolutely electric inside Canada Life Center and in the surrounding area and really all across the city of Winnipeg and wherever you find Winnipeg Jets fans. I'm Sara Lesky. He's Jamie Thomas. We are going to get you set over the next 30 minutes on check-in for this game here tonight. You cannot ask for much more, as you saw in that video right there. You can't ask for much more than Game 7.
No, it's beyond exciting for this. And as much as we had Jeff Merrick on, you had taken off to the bus, and he was talking about how he didn't want the series to end, so he wanted a 7th game. And that got the chat all going. They're like, shut up, Jeff, and all this stuff. So, but I can understand from a fan perspective why you would want to go this a little bit longer, because it's just been so good, so compelling, and I can't wait. And the first time the city of Winnipeg has hosted a Game 7,
Yes.
NHL-wise.
So look, as I said, it's going to be electric. We see so many of you in the chat already. So how are you feeling going into tonight? All the players were asked, whether it was yesterday or this morning after morning skate, the emotions of today, and what are they feeling? How do you harness that energy? How do you control it going into a Game 7? How are you as fans feeling at home going into this one tonight? As the home team, we know, has won every game in this series so far. So a good omen for the Jets going into tonight. And
you can see why there was cautious optimism. I was asked about this on the NHL Network last night, just about the players talking yesterday, which was Morgan Barron and Dylan Sandberg. They know if they play the same way they did in the previous 3 games on home ice, they should find success. And it's baffling to me still at this point how that game doesn't translate in St. Louis. It's just been so wild. This series has had so many stories come out of it, and they're completely different whenever the venue changes.
Yeah.
So
and you have to give both. Look, you give both fan bases, give both teams credit that on their respective home ice, they have both brought it.
Yeah, and that's why you can see why the players are optimistic heading into this one, because of how well they've been received, how great the crowd has been, and how much energy they get from it. So you understand where St. Louis is going to want to take the crowd out of it. They haven't really been able to do that so far in this series, and hopefully that trend continues.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets have played so well in their home building so far this season, and this is why, Scott Arniel has mentioned it throughout this series. This is why you work so hard through those 82 games to be able to have home ice advantage, to be, if you're in a scenario like this, to be able to use it to your advantage. So we have a great show coming up today.
Yeah, we're because he's the ultimate hype man. He's a friend of the program.
For sure.
We've been on his show hundreds of times.
Yep.
We owe him a favor. Andrew Hustler Paterson will be our lone guest today.
He owes us a favor.
Yeah, he's giving us a favor by coming on the show. And he just popped in right now. He heard us talking about him. So
the ears were burning already.
Wait, somebody's talking about me. So he pops in there a little bit earlier. So he'll be coming on here in about 5 minutes to get you guys all worked up for this one. I know first question is something he said to me in a text. We'll get to that in a second. And then, of course, we're going to hear from you guys throughout the show. But we got a lot of things to break down.
Well,
some interesting news.
Yeah, so let's start right away with obviously the news of the day. The biggest news is that Mark Scheifele will not be available for the Jets for Game 7 here tonight. There had been some questions, obviously, whether or not he would be, especially after yesterday when the team didn't skate, but there was the video of him out on the ice in the tracksuit working. Would we be able to see him make his return? He is not going to be. Logan Stanley is a game time decision as well. So when you take a look at what the projected lines are based on what we saw at morning skate today, that is what we are anticipating things looking like, which looks very familiar to what we have seen over the last couple of games.
Everybody moves up.
Yep.
In the middle.
Absolutely. And then Hayden Fleury appears like he's going to be drawing in for Logan Stanley on there. Okay, when you look at this lineup, do you like the way, I mean, we're obviously not the coaches, but when you look at that lineup, we've got last changed. One of the things that I always love, people might remember, is the matchup game.
Yes, you
and
do.
I do.
Yeah.
And look, it's played a role in here, and to be able to have last change, to be able to get that matchup that you want. Who do you look at those forward lines and go, okay, I got my eye on this line?
Well, it has to be the top line. It has to be Namestnikov, Connor, and Velarde. And, you know, we've started to see flashes of Gabriel Velarde looking more and more like himself. He had a great chance to score in Game 6 in St. Louis, but he's around the net. You feel like eventually one's going to go from you. You had a big goal from Cole Perfetti in Game 6 as well. But in the absence of Mark Scheifele, you've heard this over and over again. Guys have stepped up continually. It's going to have to be Vladislav Namestnikov doing it one more time on the top line.
Yeah, and he played so well in Game 5 when he moved into that role with Scheifele not returning. I mean, many of us said that we thought it was one of the best games that we'd seen him play in a Jets uniform. So we'll see whether or not he's able to duplicate that here in Game 7 tonight. I love all the comments. We got this. Obviously, go Jets go, and some of the nerves that go along with Game 7. Are you one of those ones that are superstitious, even though we have nothing to do with the impact of this game?
I find myself every day going, you have nothing to do with the outcome of this game.
But you
get a haircut. You make sure you wear the other sweater instead of the hoodie that I wore the last game. Yeah, so I have my part in it.
So before JT threw on this crew neck, we have a crew neck and we have a hoodie.
Yeah.
And so he went to go put on the hoodie, and then he goes, wait. It didn't work out the last time I wore this in Game 6 for the hoodie. So we're mixing it up.
No part
That's right.
of what happens. As a 53-year-old man, I'm at home going, you have no part of what happens on the ice here.
But that doesn't matter. Like, there's a lot of storylines going into this game, obviously. But excited to see what comes of this Game 7. And Dylan Sandberg and Morgan Barron were asked about it yesterday.
And it's about these guys have both not played in Game 7s in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So it's just about leaning on others and maybe asking questions about, because we do have some players on the Jets that have been in a Game 7 before. But here's their thoughts.
I thought it all just comes down to one game, and just making sure we put our best foot forward and leaving it all out there on the ice. There's going to be a lot of energy out there, and it's going to be exciting, but just making sure we channel that the right way.
That Nashville game a few years ago, and they said they lost Game 6 at home, and then we're able to go into Nashville and take Game 7. So I think, we've talked a little bit in this series about how, there's no momentum between games. I think momentum kind of starts fresh every game. So, they were able to go do that on the road a few years ago, and there's no excuse for us not to go out there and have a really good effort and see where it takes us.
What the goal that Morgan Barron had taken away.
Yes. But I just think overall in this series, to me, this has been kind of a coming out party for Morgan Barron. I think that he has elevated his play. I think that he has looked great in the middle. I think that he has looked great really in whatever role that Scott Arniel has utilized him in. And, every series you look to see if there's a player that steps up. To me, so far, Morgan Barron has certainly been a standout in this series. Someone who many people are looking to have a standout game tonight is Connor Hellebuck. Look, you can't not discuss it. I mean, it's certainly one of the big storylines is going to be goaltending in this game. Connor has played. We know what he can do. I mean, he's on his way to his third Vezina and Hart finalist as well. But the Winnipeg Jets need a big game from him today. On the Blues side, they will be looking to Jordan Binnington. And the NHL put this out this morning when it comes to these two goaltenders. And you look at it, both of them have been able to shut it down in Game 7. So
No question. Well, Connor Hellebuck made 36 saves in that Game 7 game in Nashville. Like Winnipeg won that game in the first period. It was over after 1. They chased Pekka Rinne in that hockey game. But these two went head-to-head in a winner-take-all game at the Four Nations face-off. Absolutely great goaltending from both. Just Connor Hellebuck, of course, the unfortunate side of things when Connor McDavid, the best player in the world, beat him in overtime. So they faced each other in this situation before, but I think obviously all eyes will be on Connor Hellebuck and to see if he can rise to the occasion in the biggest game of the year for the Jets.
Yeah, 2.33 is his goals against average in home games in this series. Obviously, 3-0 is the record so far. Doesn't matter how you get there.
It's how you get it done.
You just need to get the win.
Yeah.
That's all that matters right now. Just before we bring in Huss.
I like that we want Huss going on here already. Nice.
Well, of course, everybody does. Just before we do, let's hear Scott O'Neill had made this comment, especially after Game 6, with the way that things ended for Connor Hellebuck and for the team.
One game showdown. That's what it is. Our whole group, not just Connor. This isn't about Connor. Tonight was not about Connor. Tonight we imploded in front of him, and so now it's a one-game showdown. It's our goalie against their goalie. It's like I mentioned that you guys, it's getting repetitive. It's our best players against their best players, and it's our grinders are going against theirs. It's specialty teams. It's D-zone coverage. It's what we do as a group. It's getting to Jet hockey here, getting back to it again. And you know what? I have a lot of confidence in our group. Not just Helly. I have a lot of confidence in our group. You win one hockey game, you move on to the next round.
And the next round will be against the Dallas Stars. You want a thrilling Game 7?
Oh my gosh. I thought it was over when Nathan McKinnon scored early in the third period. I'm like, done.
2-0 done, but you want some revenge? Yeah, oh my.
What a show he put on. That was unreal.
A hat trick in the third period, plus an assist, and the Dallas Stars will move on. So you're waiting to see whether or not it will be the Winnipeg Jets versus Stars starting this upcoming week. But before we get there, let's give the people what they want, Jamie.
That's what we do on the show.
What they want.
What they want is...
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Now, do you bring that with you, or are you hoping for a new one tonight?
Who's ready for Game 7? Well, luckily, everyone that goes to the games will know that these are on their seat. I want to see them in use. You'll get a nice arm workout tonight. Everyone's throats are going to be gassed at the end of the game. But what's better than this, guys? It's 28 and sunny, and we've got the first ever Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs in Winnipeg at Canada Life Center. I mean, hey, listen, we knew this wasn't going to be easy. The series has been a roller coaster, but you play 82 games in the regular season to put yourself in this position, to have your crowd behind you. I have no doubt that everyone in that building tonight is going to be ready to go, and I think the home team is going to be ready as well.
You said, and one of my favorite part of the text message conversation we had yesterday was you were like, embrace Game 7. Is that what the message you'll be when you're walking in the building today and talking to the other fans around you?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I've had so many conversations with, friends and people after Game 6 and yesterday around town. I mean, I get it. People are nervous. Yeah. If you don't have some nerves, if you're emotionally invested in this hockey team, whether you're in the organization, whether you're a player, whether you're a fan, everything's on the line tonight. But, I mean, great teams, championship teams, embrace the challenge and the opportunity that something like this provides. So would you have loved to be at a barbecue today, just planning your game round 2? Absolutely. But you know what? It was never going to be easy. The Stanley Cup playoffs is a beast unlike maybe anything else in sports. And these are two really, really good hockey teams that have gone toe-to-toe, blow for blow through 6 games. And home ice has been such a big factor in this series. And I think everybody in white is hoping that that home ice crowd and atmosphere can help power the Jets to be at least one goal better than the St. Louis Blues tonight.
So, Huss, all the players have been asked about the emotions that go along with a Game 7, and they've all referenced how growing up, this is what everyone imagined, right? You're going to be playing in a Game 7. You imagine yourself scoring the game-winning goal and the crowd going wild. So I want to know from both of you because I know both of you would have done that and envisioned that for yourselves growing up. Who did you envision yourself being scoring that goal?
You want to go first, Huss? You're the guest.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I try not to focus too much on 1.0 Jets playoff history, to be perfectly honest. But listen, it comes down to Dale Hawerchuk. Dale Hawerchuk was that guy. He's the one with the statue, wearing a white jersey, I may add. If you're downtown around the plaza, it looks amazing. I mean, he was that guy. And interestingly enough, if you will recall, I know many people are still bent about what's happened to Mark Scheifele, and I think it is, well, based on him not being in the morning skate today, I think we have to expect that they'll be playing without Mark Scheifele. Yeah. Let's not forget that series back against Calgary when Jamie McCowan cross-checked Dale Hawerchuk and knocked him out. What did they do? They went out and they won the next game without their leader, without their captain, and they got that done. So while I always dreamed of it being, Dale Hawerchuk scoring the winner, I think what Game 7 and overtime is all about is more unlikely heroes. And this team all year long has been, I think, greater than the sum of its parts. I mean, you look at teams like the Avalanche, they've got Makar and they've got McKinnon, and the Oilers have McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, the Winnipeg Jets have a great team and a team that has come up and been greater than maybe the individuals. And we saw that in Game 5. So I'm good for anybody being the hero tonight. And I know there's a bunch of kids right now that are 9 and 10 years old, like I was back in that era, that are dreaming of Nikolai Ehlers or Kyle Connor or Morgan Barron to be that guy tonight. But as I said, I mean, I think that people will have their own thoughts about who would be that guy, but there's an opportunity for someone to become an all-time Winnipeg hockey hero tonight. And in fact, not just one, a few of them, because I think you'll agree it's going to take everybody tonight to make this happen.
Yeah, my guy was Bobby Clark, obviously from Flin Flon, Manitoba. I was a Flyers fan growing up, and I just loved the way the guy played, and I was always him. But I'm with you, Huss. Like you're looking for. I think it's going to be a grinder tonight. One of the bottom six forward group that's going to score the big goal here this evening, because that's the type of game it's going to be. I just love how Arnie keeps going. Our meat and potato guys, our special teams, like it's going to be everybody. And I'm looking for somebody from the bottom six forward group to come up big.
Hey, Huss, I want to ask you, what have you thought? We were talking about Morgan Barron just a little while ago before you came on. And since you mentioned him, what have you thought of the job that he's done during this series? Because to me, he has stood out, and I felt elevated his play. That if you want to talk about someone that maybe wasn't on everybody's radar, Jets fans aside, but wasn't on everybody's radar beforehand, I think that he's had a great showing through the first 6 games.
He has been phenomenal, Sarah. And to be honest, this goes back. I mean, one of the things that I think was a little overlooked post-trade deadline was the move of Morgan Barron to center on that fourth line. And almost immediately, he started showing that, he was capable of maybe a little bit more when being put in that position. And we've seen him move up, a very capable guy to take Adam Lowry's place if Lowry has to move up, as it looks like he will be with Perfetti and Ehlers. And listen, come playoff time, I mean, listen, it was really unfortunate that the offside took away his goal the other day, but he has a package that I think in a lot of ways is sort of built for the playoffs in 2025. He has incredible strength. His speed is completely underrated. I mean, he won the fastest skater a couple years ago at the skills competition. I think that was a surprise to everyone. But what he's doing, embracing the physicality down low, taking the puck to the net, and showing a little bit of finish. So, I mean, I've been impressed with Barron throughout the regular season as his responsibility and opportunities have improved. And I'll tell you what, for a guy in his spot that's going to be getting a little bit more ice time than maybe he would have if the team was fully healthy, he's a perfect candidate to be a Game 7 hero tonight for the Winnipeg Jets.
Hey, buddy, they win this game on the shoulders of Connor Hellebuck. There's no question about that. What do you think? He's been clear about his love and affection for the fan base this year. What do you think those MVP chants do when he's introduced at the start of every game here in this building?
I'm glad you brought that up. Listen, after Game 1 and the win to go up 1-0 on the Blues, Connor Hellebuck said that moment was something that he'll remember for the rest of his life. And then let's talk about how this series has gone. Yeah. 2 games at home where they won, and then 2 games in St. Louis that really didn't go well and kind of fell apart on the Jets. And I'll be completely frank, and I'm sure a lot of people in the chat or listening will empathize with this. coming out of game 4, having to chew on that all day Sunday, and then 3 days until the late night game, I will fully admit I had crippling anxiety about that game. But I said on the show, I said, listen, let's remember, and speaking to people in the building, let's remember that moment at the start of the game. And this is the time that the crowd, I think, can actually have a tangible influence on the game in lifting our players up, lifting the spirits and instilling confidence in guys that, I'm not saying that they're questioning it, but if they were, having absolutely no doubt that the people behind this hockey team believe in them and know that they can do what they've pretty much done consistently all year long, and that's win at Canada Life Center. And the MVP chants before game 5 were even louder than they were. And that was a statement from every single Jet fan in the building, is that, we believe in you. You are our guy, and go out and show it. And when you think about game 5, and this is part of the reason why I'm actually far more excited and I have less crippling anxiety despite it being game 7, is the way that the team performed in periods 2 and period 3. I mean, let's face it. Mark Scheifele gets knocked out. The second goal was one that never goes in on Connor Hellebuyck, and all of a sudden you're 2-2, you've lost 2 straight, and your number 1 center is out, and you're thinking, like, this is a disastrous situation. What happened? Every single player. It might have been the best full team win that we've seen all season long, considering the stakes. And I really do believe that the crowd played a big, big part in that. So I will just say this. If you are at the game tonight, come into it positive vibes only, cranking it up to another level. And I really do think that the power of the whiteout is going to be something that's able to give an extra boost to the Winnipeg Jets. The crowd's been a huge part all season long. It's been a huge part of all 6 games. Credit to Blues fans. Their crowd has been amazing as well.
Yes.
But when you have 2 great teams that are this close with 2 incredible atmospheres, let's make home ice the difference in this best of 7 tonight. And Jet fans have the opportunity to play a big role in that tonight if they're in the building.
That was so good. And I got this graphic for everybody. There's been a lot of optimism in the chat. There's no question about that. Sarah's been quick to point this out. I want everybody to look at this. Please don't take a turn to negative town. That's all I ask. Right, Huss? What do you think?
Yeah. This is the day that, hey, we're at game 7. We're at game 7. We've got a team that earned this by winning the Central Division for the first time. Never mind winning the most of any team in the National Hockey League. They've given despite some of the things that have happened on the road in this series, that's a great hockey team on the other side with a hell of a coach and a team that's done this before, having gone to the Stanley Cup. It's not going to be easy. We know about the previous playoff history. This is game 5. I thought was the biggest test for Winnipeg. This might be even more so. The opportunity to stare down some of these playoff demons, move past it with a historic victory, and get going. So yeah, even if you've been on the fence, exercise yourself from the NHL Jets doomsday cult and be all in on a win tonight. And you know what? The power of positive thinking can do a lot of things. I guarantee you'll have a better day going up into the game. And let's see a team do what they've done all year long, and that's send fans out of Canada Life Center after hockey games with big smiles on their faces, and hopefully be planning for the Dallas Stars at some point next week.
Yeah,
that was amazing. See, I knew you're the right guy for this, buddy. That's why I brought you in. So here's to the right result tomorrow, and here's for tonight, and then a massive audience for you tomorrow on Winnipeg Sports Talk. Well done, my friend, and enjoy the game tonight. And hopefully you don't have a voice tomorrow, and Remus has to carry the show.
You know what? If we have to do the entire damn show in subtitles tomorrow, we will. But as I say, tonight, it's all about 6 o'clock. Folks, hey, let's take advantage of the scene downtown, this beautiful weather. You're going to the game, get down there, check out the street party, the party in the plaza, and then you get in that building early and be ready to bring it for your Winnipeg Jets tonight in Game 7. It's going to take everybody. So let's get after it. I can't wait.
You're the best to us. Appreciate it. Enjoy tonight.
Appreciate you guys. Let's do it.
See you, buddy.
You know, to have a hype video the way that we started things off and then follow it up with us, that's just.
When I text you, I'm like, we're just going to bring Hustler on by himself. We don't need a second guest.
No.
Yeah.
Is great. And he's right. I mean, look, the difference, I think we see it all the time. I mean, you and I often, we'll talk about it in other sports too, that you see it in football and everything, the difference that the home crowd can make. And, you know, Bombers fans will be able to attest to what it's like inside the stadium and the difference they can make. It can certainly be that way here tonight at Canada Life Center. So everybody needing to bring it. So thanks so much to Huss. As always, you can catch him Monday to Friday on Winnipeg Sports Talk. And
he will not have a voice tomorrow.
He will not. One way or another, probably not.
I'll just type. I'll be the subtitle guy tomorrow. I'll volunteer myself for that job right now.
You know what? I'd like it instead of subtitles. Maybe if you could do charades or something.
Oh my gosh! Guess what we're going to talk about next? Yeah, that would be.
Just a short while ago, when Morning Skate did wrap up, I had the chance to catch up with Vladislav Namestnikov. Well, Vlad, it's Game 7. One game winner takes all. What are the emotions like for a player going into a game like this?
It's everything. It's excitement, nerves. This is what we play for. You know, as a kid, you always dream of, you know, playing that Game 7 and winning it. So I think we put ourselves in a good position here at home, and everyone's excited to go here.
What do you expect the atmosphere to be like here tonight, and can you use that to your advantage the way it seems you have throughout this series so far?
Of course, you know, playing at home in front of the whiteout is something special. So I expect it to be buzzing here today. You know, the first couple games here were very loud, and I expect it even louder today.
We always talk about experiences and being able to draw upon them. In a scenario like this, what do you draw upon?
We just got to play simple, and you know, it's a big moment for everyone, and I think simplicity is the key today, and just go out there and enjoy the moment.
When you think about this series the whole, what has been the biggest difference that you've seen in terms of the way that your group has played on home ice versus what we saw in St. Louis?
I think at home we just know how to play, you know, more structured, more patient game here at home. So, you know, we've been preaching to play that Jets hockey for 60 minutes, and that's what we're going to do tonight.
How much of this do you look as an opportunity for your group as well? I mean, regardless of what the lineup looks like, who's able to go and who isn't, to be able to kind of rally together and show why this team has been able to have the success.
Yeah, we've done it all year, so we've dealt with this with the adversity. Yeah. So we just got to go out there and play for each other, play for the guy beside you, and just have fun.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.
Said to him, enjoy your nap this afternoon. Because if anyone saw the home ice with Vladislav,
dude loves to sleep.
He loves to sleep. So you know that hopefully he'll be having a good nap this afternoon. One of the things out of the Blues side of the room was that they had an optional skate today, but some players did speak, as did Jim Montgomery. And he was talking about trying to keep it light the morning of Game 7. He said, experience has taught me this. I've been in a couple the last couple of years. It's my fourth. It's like you've done all the work. Just enjoy it. I feel like a kid. It's awesome. And so I think that's really what anyone that has been a part of Game 7, the narrative that they seem to say, again, that idea of embracing it, have some fun with it. You just have to go out and execute. The work is done. Especially
with both teams facing the exact same scenario if you lose, right?
Yes.
And vice versa with a win. It's just like everything's on the line in this one, and it doesn't matter if you have to play right away in the next round. You have to get through this one. You do whatever it takes to get through that, and you worry about that later. It's just everything surrounding this game and the hype that's going on, and the players' excitement, and they should be excited about this.
Yeah.
You play all those games. You have this home ice. You're going to have that advantage. You're going to have the MVP chant when Connor Hellebuyck gets introduced. So it's just
you had the chance to be the hero.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of I actually like some of the players' answers that they didn't think of. You know, they didn't imagine themselves being somebody else, that they imagined themselves scoring it. And can you imagine what this building would be like if you scored the game-winning goal?
Well, because they were probably
tied, it's in the third period.
They were probably pretty good at that point, and they knew that something was going to come out of there. I didn't. I knew it was just like it was.
We imagined
minor
being
hockey,
other people.
and then junior B in Cochrane, Alberta. That was where it's going to run out. That is it.
Just to take a quick look at what the projected lines are for the Blues. Jeremy Rutherford, who covers the Blues, you've seen him on our show before. He does a fantastic job for The Athletic. Put this out. Now, this was from practice yesterday. We aren't anticipating any changes. I was talking to some of the Blues broadcast crew as well. They do think that Matthew Joseph will stay in. We've seen that, and we've seen some movement in terms of that top line on the wing as well. Kyrou will he be on that top line or the second line? Yeah. But say that there's also Jim Montgomery hasn't been afraid to rotate them and adjust his lines as need be throughout a game. So we will see what comes out of that. But As we get close to wrapping up everything, let's take a quick look at the Jets lines again. In case for some reason you're joining us late and you didn't see word of the day, unfortunately, no Mark Scheifele for the Winnipeg Jets. He has been ruled out by Scott Arniel already for today. He said he would give us that. He would not.
Oh, so there's like nothing. There's like this is like official.
It's official. He has already said Mark Scheifele will not play today. When it came to Logan's, when it comes to Logan Stanley, said I already gave you guys Scheifele. Game time decision for Logan Stanley, but that is what we are anticipating based on the morning skate today to be the Jets lineup for tonight for the very first Game 7 ever in Winnipeg.
My wife was asking if I was nervous. I'm like, I'm not playing, but it is.
I don't know, because you look nervous.
I am. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
The previous 3 games here, I was not, but this one is.
Well, Game 7's always different.
Yeah.
Love to see so many of you joining us today. All of you have been so great in the chat, and it's
this
great.
is not the last show.
No, we're coming sometime later
Let's
on.
just be optimistic.
This next week.
Yeah, whenever
for
game
round
1
2.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever Game 1 is against the Dallas Stars, and may this game be decided in a less
like it did at Game 7
nerve-wracking
in
moment
Nashville.
than what it would have been if you were watching the Dallas Colorado one with the vested interest.
I have no interest in that type of scenario, like over in the first.
That's the old broadcaster and kind of writer in all of us.
I can type it, put it away. Very selfish of me,
and enjoy the rest. We hope that all of you enjoy it wherever you are today, whether you are fortunate to be able to come down and watch this game here at Canada Life Center. If you are out in the street at the watch parties or whatever it might be, or watching from home, put on your white.
Yeah.
Wear the white, cheer loud. Doesn't matter that they can't hear you through your TV. They will feel it, the positive energy.
Remember, go to Jet Skier. If it's white, they sell it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. We will see you next week.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll
don't
see you next
forget
week.
6 p.m. game on Sportsnet. We'll see you then. Bye.